loads of world leaders have body doubles in case they get knocked off or as bait or whatever, or
decoys rather than bait. I think, Baz. I don't think they're egging people on to assassinate them. There are people on Twitter who say that Kate Middleton has disappeared from public life for upwards of 4 months to make her arse bigger.
How big has it got to be for 4 months?
You'd have thought if she's been impregnated by William,
or was she?
Or was she? You would have thought that if she's carried 3 of William's kids, she would have noticed his barbed cock. Do you know when I said his cock's a bit weird?
Yeah.
What I meant was, it's like a fucking cactus and he's a lizard.
Yeah.
I think that's possibly treason, Baz. But I'm willing to stick by it.
Yes.
Hello, and welcome to the Mildly Controversial podcast. This week, we are going to have a conspiracy theory special. Now, we did a previous episode all about conspiracy theories, but the reason I wanted to do one this week is because Kate Middleton, or the Princess of Wales, as nobody knows her as, really. Yep. I mean, that's what she's called, but anyone says the Princess of Wales, everyone thinks of Diana. So I'm just going to call her Kate Middleton. I don't care. It might be treason or something, but I don't care.
I think you're okay with her real name.
I'm not even going Princess Catherine.
Yes.
Because that gets confusing.
Yes.
Kate Middleton has been in the news recently because at the start of this year, she had abdominal surgery, is what we're being told it is. And then nothing has happened since then. And then William was supposed to be at his godfather's memorial, and he was supposed to be doing a reading there. So it's quite big that he missed it. And all he cited there was personal reasons.
Right.
But he'd recently, I think the night before or a couple of nights before, he'd been at the BAFTAs. So he was at the BAFTAs, but they're not at this really important memorial service. So something had obviously got in the way.
Screams hangover to me, but...
Well, that would be a personal reason, Baz. So that got people speculating about what it could be and all this. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories about what has happened to Kate. So we'll go through a few of those.
Yep.
And the thing, neither you nor I are particularly royalists.
I'm more royal than you, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I don't want to get rid of them. I think they're useful. That's probably quite a disrespectful word to use for it, but they are useful. But I'm not one of these that says you could get rid of them, cause loads of taxpayers' money and all that, because that's bollocks. It's been proven a lot of times that they bring into the UK economy more than they cost. So I don't have a problem with that. And as kind of nominal figureheads of the country, I get it. I don't mind it at all. But yeah, it's whilst I'm not a massive fan, I'm also not really into conspiracy theories. So you're more into the royals than I am.
Well, mainly because I work for them.
Yeah, because they pay you. Yeah, that's a good point. But so you're more into the royals than I am, but you're also more into conspiracy theories than I am. So it's quite an interesting thing that we could discuss about this, because I'm coming at a lot of this from a really skeptical point of view, because I'm really skeptical about a lot of conspiracy theories. So you're there to even the balance on that, and I'm not really into the royals. So I think we should have a good amount of balance on this one.
Yeah, well, I'm aware there are conspiracy theories about what we're about to talk about. I deliberately haven't looked into them because you sort of mentioned that you wanted to have a chat about it. So I thought, rather than me deep delving into it like I do all conspiracy theories, I'd hear it from you, actually.
I love that, Baz, because that, without telling you, that's what I wanted you to do.
Yeah,
that is exactly what I wanted you to do.
Oh, that would be really busy, but that's not the point.
Yeah, no. It's like, Baz, you don't need an excuse to do fuck all on this podcast, mate. So the whole point of this is that there's been loads of stuff going on. So there's some stuff that we'll go through, that's like some stuff in the Spanish media, some stuff in the American media, Reddit's going nuts about it, and obviously Twitter. Before we start, just having, I don't remember this at the time, but having looked into this, the palace has come out and said, there's a lot of speculation about what's going on, but when she had this abdominal surgery, she said she wouldn't return to work, and I am doing those air quote things because fuck it, shaking hands and opening supermarkets isn't actual work. But anyway, she wasn't due to return to work until after Easter, and Easter's not until the end of this month. So people shouldn't be surprised that she's not out and about because she just had a major operation and she ain't coming back to work. I mean, can you imagine if you worked in an office and said, oh, Brenda's having major surgery, she's not going to be back at work until after Easter. Do you think the rest of the office are going to, like, a couple of months in and go, well, Brenda's not back, is she?
Yeah, what's happened?
Oh, what's Brenda been up to? I reckon it's this. But that's basically what's happening around the world. But also, as I was writing this, I said, right, let's do an episode on this, on the Kate Middleton thing, and then broaden it out into other royal conspiracy theories. About a day after I decided to do this and told you that's what we want to do, she was photographed being driven by her mum in Windsor.
Can I do the voice?
So,
was she though?
I like that, Baz. I think we could do that a lot through this episode.
That's conspiracy voice, isn't it?
Was she though?
Yes.
Was she though? Well, let's start off there, Baz. So what's your thoughts on that? Are you thinking that it could be old footage or like?
Well, I prefer. So in a previous podcast we did conspiracy theories. We mentioned about Paul McCartney supposedly being dead.
Yes.
Like since before the Beatles were famous,
Yes.
and they brought in a double.
Yes.
I like that, to be honest. So
Okay.
There's also. Why it's reported or certainly speculated that loads of world leaders have body doubles in case they get knocked off or as probably bait or whatever, or it wouldn't be too
decoys
difficult.
rather than
That's
bait.
it, yes.
I think, Baz. I don't think they're egging people on to assassinate them.
Yeah, decoy. I couldn't think of the word. That'd be
Decoy makes more sense.
Sitting ducks. Yes. So it wouldn't be that big a leap to think that there were actual sort of like doppelgangers of all the royal family. Ready and waiting is like Simon Garforth from Watford looks a lot like Prince William. So actually,
I thought you were going to say Kate Middleton. I was fucking hell, that's a stretch.
Well, actually, I mean, in the modern world, no. But so you could imagine, couldn't you, that there are doppelgangers sort of sitting in waiting. Maybe. Yeah, I can't say why she would need a doppelganger, but surgeries can be quite tricky. Just saying.
Yeah, they can be. So you're speculating there that maybe the routine surgery turned out to be not routine. She didn't survive it, and they've had to kind of cobble together something with a look-alike and all that kind of stuff.
Why you would hide that fact, I don't know, but that's up for speculation.
Maybe it would have been easier if they'd have said she's gone in for facial surgery.
Yes.
Because then they can bring someone out who looks anything. I was like, yeah, well, that's the surgery, isn't it? I don't remember her having a beard before.
Yes.
Well,
These things happen.
It was very, very complicated facial surgery. Right, well, let's go into the first one. The first one is circulated by Spanish media.
Oh, good.
So Spanish media have apparently speculated, and when I say Spanish media, I don't just mean a few kind of social media platforms in Spain. I mean like actual on the telly and that.
Oh, okay.
And newspapers have said that apparently she's in a coma.
Oh.
So it says various tabloids have concocted theories about Middleton's break from public eye and royal engagements. Some have questioned whether Middleton is even in recovery, while others have jumped to the conclusion she must still be in a coma. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm going to go straight in with my being a nag ferret about conspiracy theories, and again, somebody's not turned up at work who said she wasn't going to turn up at work.
Yeah.
So now she must be in a coma.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Logical. Apparently, it's saying that one of these, I can't pronounce the journalist's name, so
have a go.
bother.
Just have a go.
I'm not going to pronounce the name of the Spanish journalist because I've just had a go and it was borderline racist, so I had to cut it out.
Quite funny.
So, me and Baz had a good laugh about it, but it will never see the light of day.
They will.
Yeah, if you want to send us some money to buymeacoffee.com/mildlypod, we'll send it to you. Anyway, so this Spanish journalist claimed that the princess's life was in great danger after surgery and that doctors had to use life-saving measures. And again, like you said, I mean, it's plausible. That bit's plausible. But yeah, I just think the whole thing stems from the fact she's not been seen in public when she said she wasn't going to be seen in public. Which seems a bit odd. But apparently this journalist said she received information from, in quotes, an aide from the royal household in a completely off-the-record manner.
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know if off the record's been lost in translation to
Certainly
the Spanish
has in
lady.
this instance, yes.
Because putting it in the newspaper is definitely not off the record.
Yeah, the actual term off the record is, I'm going to tell you this off the record, which means don't put it in the fucking paper.
Exactly. I think this Spanish journalist needs to get on Google Translate and find out what off the record means in Spanish. I don't know what it means, but she needs to. Apparently, she said the doctors had to take drastic decisions that at that moment because of complications that arose. The decision was to put her in an induced coma. They had to intubate her. There were very serious complications that they didn't expect because the operation went well. But the post-operative period did not go so well.
Can I just, before you carry on, as quite pause, I love it when they get this quote from an unknown source that happens to be that intricate and that detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's someone who wrote that thing out and said, did this happen? Oh, yeah, I think so. All right, good.
Someone who knows fuck all about it has gone to great lengths
That's a lot of detail, isn't it, in that? Yeah, that's quite a long, off-the-record quote.
It really is, isn't it? And yeah, it's not off the record. But then a palace source said to the Times, "It's total nonsense. No attempt was made by that journalist to fact-check anything that she said with anyone in the household. It's fundamentally totally made up, and I'll use polite English here, it's absolutely not the case." So I'd like to know what she was going to say. Sorry, I say she. What that source of the palace source was going to say before they replaced it with "it's absolutely not the case."
Yeah.
Do you think it was that's absolute bollocks?
Yes.
I think that's where they were going with that. So the claims of Middleton being comatose were picked up and circulated nationally by Spanish media, including the country's newspapers, Google the 3 biggest newspapers in Spain, because I'm also not going to try and pronounce those.
Do that, that's easy.
Not after my first attempt, which, could quite possibly get us cancelled.
Yeah.
Right, next up, apparently American tabloids have been at it.
Oh, lovely. The US Today is definitely one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. But apparently the American tabloids are speculating that Kate and William's relationship is on the rocks.
Yeah, see, that was another one I thought of, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's issues. I mean, look, it's... the monarchy is not the most modern thing in the world, but I do think that it is getting more modern. And if Kate and William were struggling in their relationship, or it was on its last legs, pretty sure they could just say it was. I don't know. I don't think. Would they need to hide her away for this amount of time?
Well, I mean, so I suppose in the light of the Meghan and Harry thing, maybe they just don't want it to, because they were quite sort of like vocal about, or she was particularly supposedly quite vocal about their relationship. So maybe she's like, well, fuck me, I've spouted off about that. I can't say anything now because look, me and him, we're on our way out. We've got to start divvying out the furniture shortly. So,
fuck, that's a lot of furniture to divvy
couple
out.
of Queen Anne chairs there, we know that.
So, it says here that there have been rumblings for years that the Prince and Princess of Wales, that's not Charles and Diana,
Yeah,
for people our age.
Yeah.
It is, but it's not anymore.
yeah.
That's Kate and William. So the Prince and Princess of Wales have secretly had a rocky relationship. In 2019, In Touch, which is capitalised, so it must be an American publication,
Yeah.
claimed that William was maybe having an affair. Maybe having an affair. Fucking hell. I love the fact they throw the word maybe in there. Well, we didn't say he was.
Yes.
That's absolute nonsense. Well, we didn't say he was. We said he may be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they claimed that William may be having an affair with one of Middleton's closest friends, Rose Hanbury, also known as... And here we go, Baz. This sounds like a title made up for a US version of, a period drama or something, right? Because Rose Hanbury apparently is known as the Marchioness of Chumley.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not a real thing. That's a name you see on the as one of the characters as the credits of like Downton Abbey are scrolling.
Also sounds like a place where you get rid of a body.
Does it?
The marsh of Chumley.
I got you right. If anybody does go missing in the Milton Keynes area, and you suspect Baz is the culprit, just go looking for marshes.
Yes,
because apparently the word marchioness
it's close enough for me.
Makes Baz think of hiding a corpse.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. So, word on the street was that Middleton had to cut ties with her friend, and people speculated it was because Hanbury was having an affair with William.
Yes.
British and American tabloids that picked up on the story. I don't remember reading it in any British tabloids.
All of them, in fact, yeah.
Yeah. They were threatened with legal action by the royal family. Mainly because it was fucking nonsense, I would suggest.
Or was it?
I love that. While the affair rumours have been buzzing around for years, the couple's relationship continues to be dissected by people online, especially on Reddit. Some have speculated that the couple's relationship is tumultuous, saying that William never visited the hospital while Kate was supposedly there, and that the tabloids have claimed that the couple is on the brink of divorce. They also cited that William attended the BAFTAs alone and issued a statement about his godfather's funeral and Gaza and Israel war using his own personal crest rather than the one used to represent the married couple.
See.
Yeah, I'm thinking that if they are splitting up or have split up and he's trying to keep it under wraps, he's not going to stop using their joint coat of arms, is he?
No.
He's not going to go, well, I don't reckon anyone will notice, but let's do it this way. That's a bit of a clue. Maybe it's just because he went there on his own and she wasn't there.
Just a funny title cropped into my head if this had happened probably more around Christmas. It would be William caught with his fingers in a box of roses.
Wow. Wow.
No, if we're going to do headlines as well.
There you go. That's. I don't remember reading that tabloid headline,
Yes.
Baz. But yeah, if anyone listening who works for a tabloid newspaper, I think they're all online now, pretty much anyway, and wants a headline writer, then Baz is your man.
Well,
contact us.
it's the official line of the Mildly Controversial podcast.
Absolutely.
Or one of the many ones.
If you want to offer Baz a job as headline writer for some proper shit tabloid, then email us at mildlypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, it'll cost you a coffee.
I look forward to that, Baz. I look forward to the job offers flying in. I'll be your agent and I'll take a percentage. Okay. So next up, in terms of where's Kate been, and that is actually that has been a trending hashtag. So one user online, I love this. Newspaper like this is the news stories that I've seen now, and it's like I love that they'll build a whole story around thing. One online user,
from Reddit or Twitter or somewhere. Yeah.
Do you know what? There's loads of newspaper stories now are based on one comment online or one person's opinion online.
It's mad, isn't it?
And that is the equivalent of back in the days when tabloid newspapers were really big and successful. That is the equivalent of them running a full front page story on something the bloke in the pub said.
Yes.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so when I looked for what's going on with Kate Middleton, there was a whole news story about all these things. So a lot of the stuff that I said before was the Spanish tabloids, the American tabloids, And this was also in it. And it was all based around one online user had said a sentence, right?
Brilliant.
And had thrown some theories out there. So there are 4. They've obviously run out after they've gone, right, well, the Spanish media say this, the American media say this. They've obviously gone, oh, well, that's too short. What can we do? They've found one tweet and filled the rest of the story with it.
Lovely.
Okay. So this tweet says, so basically Kate Middleton hasn't been seen in months, like she's actually missing. I mean, it sounds like they've asked someone on their way out of an American high school, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Word on the Conspiracy Street. Now, I would, Baz, if we find out where Conspiracy Street is, I think you're going to sell your little Munchkin cottage, big Munchkin cottage that you've just moved into. You're moving to Conspiracy Street, aren't you?
Yeah, or just get a caravan and go and live down there for a while. So.
There you go. Yeah. And obviously, the whole interior will be clad in tinfoil.
Yes, but there'll also be massive listening devices on the outside.
Like a massive satellite dish the size of the caravan turning really slowly.
Yeah, one of those. Do you remember when the BBC used to go around with those microphones so they could hear if you had your telly on? Have one of those sticking out the top. It'd be perfect.
Brilliant. Perfect. I like that, man. So, yeah. So, word on Conspiracy Street is that she's doing one of many things, right?
So that itself is speculation. One of many things.
One of many things. Well, I mean, in terms of many things, this online user on Twitter could have just said 4 instead of many.
Yes.
Right? So, the first one is gone for a BBL. Now, if you don't know what a BBL is, it's a Brazilian butt lift. So, there are people on Twitter who are suggesting that this senior royal has disappeared from public life to have an arse lift.
Yeah. Is this the same thing that sort of Nicki Minaj has got and stuff like that? That kind of thing, yeah.
So it's like, I don't know the details of it because I'm still saving up for mine.
Yes.
So I have, I'm in the early days of the research. So I think it's basically just, I think it's shifting fat from places you don't want it and putting it places you do.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I don't know. Fucking hell. I mean, look, if you're a surgeon who does BBLs and you've taken offence to how trivial I've just made your procedure, I don't care. Right, so yeah, that's what it is. So apparently there are people on Twitter who say that Kate Middleton has disappeared from public life for upwards of 4 months to make her arse bigger.
How big has it got to be for 4 months?
Do you think it takes 4 months to pump it? They've been pumping it in for 4 months.
Well, you've got to get it from various places, and you probably can't get it all from one place. So yeah, it's like 4 months worth of surgery.
Mate, they're going to have to fucking tether her to Buckingham Palace. It's going to be like the remake